when it was founded by Demana and Waits. Demana and Waits were professors at Ohio State. They wrote the first manual for the first graphing Texas Instrument calculator, the TI-81, and I actually saw them speak in person, and they were, of course, excellent. To provide quality professional development that enables the mathematics and science educator to be as successful in the classroom through the appropriate use of technology. Okay, and their objectives are to enhance content knowledge, promote inquiry-based learning, help teachers stay informed, assist teachers in increasing student achievement, prepare students for the future with appropriate use of technology, encourage a balanced approach combining the use of graphing and other technologies along with mental skills, paper and pencil skills to support math and science. So we're not talking about this calculator taking over. Most of the students, by the way, who come in here have one from high school, and they mainly use it for scientific calculators. So by loading this operating system, it really increases what they can use it for. Okay, now I want you to see what version the calculator you have in your hands has. So you're going to hit second memory by the plus sign. Hit second memory and enter. Turn it on would be good. Forgot to turn it on. Second memory.
Where it says second right here?
Second, the blue key.
Blue, yeah, okay.
And then you hit memory by the plus sign and enter. Enter. Okay, what does yours say?
Memory.
Error.
Error?
Where is the memory button? I don't see it.
Plus, the plus sign.
Oh, the plus sign, isn't it?
Okay, and hit enter.
I got it.
Okay, what does yours say?
H about memory management.
We want the MP. 2.3, what does yours say? Mine's 2.3. Oh, 2.53. See, 2.53, what does yours say?
Press 1.
Oh.
TI-81 plus.
Okay, what does it say? 2.53 or
2.53. 2.53.
Okay. All right, Clay, what does yours say?
5.5.
Okay, so that's the only one I've loaded. The newest operating system is the one Clay has.
These are programmable?
Yes. Now, they are no longer called calculators. They're called handhelds because this operating system is fantastic. I'm going to show you what it looks like. And you load a new operating system like you would to a computer, and it does it made a huge difference here. When I load it to a students here, they are just amazed because now it works for them much better than it did before. Okay, let me turn my page. All right, the next slide. Okay, now we're going to go to mode. All right, on your do second quit at the top. Second quit. Second, and this button right here, quit. Okay, you're back to a normal screen.
No,
second
it says
quit.
error twice.
Well, just hit clear.
Mode. Okay. When you say quit, you mean mode.
Yeah, second.
Okay.
Yeah, second quit. Okay, mode. All right, hit mode.
Mode again.
All right, now one thing they've the original calculator before the system is added. This is it. This is mode. This is all you get. We're going to scroll down. Now they have a whole second page of mode. Okay, and mine is highlighting math print. Okay, is yours highlighting math print?
Yes.
All right,
math,
leave it on math print.
Math print.
Okay, now how do we get out of it? Yes. We do second quit. Again.
Do we want to do that?
Yes, second quit.
And get out of that?
Get out. Okay, so everybody's is set to the new math print.
Okay.
All right, go to the next one, Sam. Okay, one great thing, I hope y'all have some history in yours. Scroll up. Just keep scrolling up. You see all the history in your calculator?
Yes.
Everything I've done, that we've done, played with for a while. Okay, now, okay, so that's the history. You could not do that before this operating system was loaded. You had to do second enter, it would pull the line right above it, and then you do second enter and you get to the line above that. It was very complicated. And so by loading this operating system, the student can now scroll up, correct what they want, or use something again. So that's called the scrolling history. Exceptions, it will not grab a matrix. Like I was working a matrix and I was doing a matrix operation. You can't grab the matrix and enter, it won't bring it down. Okay, hit enter, and it will grab whatever you had and put it on the line, and you can do whatever you want to with it. Okay, so hit clear because we don't really want whatever that was. Okay. All right. Okay, access to shortcut memories. If you hit use alpha. All right, here's alpha key, it's green. Fractions, that's what you would do. So
mine says Y2.
Oh, okay. Hit the first one.
Okay, hit the first. Got it.
Second, okay. Hit enter. Okay, now see how nice the fraction is? The fraction did not look like that before. All right, put a fraction in there. Put 2 and scroll to the right, which makes it go down, and hit a 3. And to the right. Okay, put +1 and enter. Okay, did everybody get 5/3? 2/3 +1? Okay, have you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you see how much better that looks now? Notice it gave an improper fraction. If we're in algebra, we want improper fractions, not mixed numbers. That's part of your mode. You can set it to do mixed numbers every time or improper fractions. That's a choice you can make. All right, we're going to talk more about those keys. Okay, so, all right, next one. Okay, math print is available only in the math print mode on the home screen and y equals. It's not necessarily available throughout the uses of the calculator. Okay, next one. All right, now you can also find these keys if you didn't hit F1 on the math key. Everybody see the math key? That's the third key down. Hit math. All right. Do you see a fraction key? Not really. Scroll down. Just scroll down, you know, with this down arrow. Look, there's a new logarithm key, which is fantastic. Okay.
So we scroll to the next page.
All right, so it added log, so scroll to the right to the next one. It must be under number. See, and there's your fraction keys again.
Yeah. Oh.
Convert an improper to a mixed number, convert a fraction to a decimal, write a mixed number, write a fraction. So you can still find those keys under the math menu, but you notice they've added a lot to the math menu.
Wow.
I know. I mean, it's fantastic that you could just load this from calculator to calculator, and suddenly you have all this extra stuff. Okay, do second quit. Second quit. Well, a lot of the students just use it as a scientific, and then when they need more sophistication, we work on that. All right, now. Okay, let's do second F2, because we've done something in second F1. Let's do second F2.
Choose Del.
Do quit. Get out of there. Did y'all get out and you're back to this screen? Second quit. Okay, now y'all back to that screen. Do alpha F2. Now, before when you did absolute value, it typed it just like this. ABS, open parentheses, and you had to put your absolute value. But enter it now. Enter. Okay, now look how much better that looks. It actually puts an absolute value symbol. And put -3 in there and enter. Okay, so now the absolute value looks like an absolute value. It doesn't look like ABS, open parentheses, -3, and so on. All right, let's see. Okay, do alpha F2 again. Log base. Log base. 5. Enter. Okay, look how much better the log looks. You can actually put any numbers you want there. I'll put a 2 and a 3. Enter. Now before, in scientific calculators and this calculator, in order to get this decimal, you would have had to put log of 3 divided by log of 2. You know, very awkward. Now it looks just like a log, so that's a wonderful feature. Okay, let's go to y. Let's go to y equals. Mine has a bunch of stuff in it. Okay, in y1, how do we get that 1/2?
Where's y equals?
Y equals top left. Right here.
Yeah.
Hit y equals. Okay, let me clear mine so I can do it with you all.
Second quit.
Okay, you got anything in your y equals?
Yes.
Okay.
X squared -4.
Okay, clear it. Clear. See clear right there? Right there. Clear. Clear all of them. Scroll down, clear them all. Go back to the first one. All right, now let's see if we can put, and this is called pretty print, by the way, one name for it. Okay, we want to put 1/2 x plus 7. So we're going to hit alpha F1 and get that fraction key. Alpha F1 and enter.
Fraction key is which one?
That first one, and hit enter.
Yeah, hit enter.
Enter. Okay, now put in 1/2. 1, scroll to the right, 2, and scroll to the right again. You don't scroll to the right and get out of the fraction. By the way, Mr. McClendon's students, you know, use Math Excel, and this is exactly how they have to enter everything. So using the graphing calculator has helped me use the computer to do, the math you have to do on a computer. It helps a lot. Okay, and put an X. There's the X right there below mode. X plus 7. Okay, now does everybody's look like that?
Yes.
1/2 x plus 7.
Yes.
All right, now the woman who did this workshop, Vicki Shirley, teaches at Corinth High. She says she always tells her students at this point to hit zoom, the middle button, zoom 6 for standard.
Zoom
6.
I'm guessing on Zoom here.
Zoom 6.
You need bigger keys so we can see what's working on.
Oh, isn't that cool? Yeah, so that's fun.
Okay. All right, and if you trace it, hit trace and scroll along. Trace. Right there at the top. Second to last button. Trace. I know you need a magnifying glass to see
I
that.
need my glasses.
All right. Trace and scroll to the right, and it's not. Those are not nice numbers, are they? We want some nicer numbers.
You're going up the slope.
Okay, so hit zoom again. Hit zoom again. Everybody on Zoom?
Yeah.
Scroll down. They added some new keys. Fraction 1/2. That looks good. Hit enter. Okay, you found that? And hit enter. Did it regraph it for you? Now trace it. Now look how nice. Fractions. So that was a key they added. If you notice, it had fraction 1/4, fraction 1/2. So they added that nice key. Okay, have y'all got it? All right, so see how nicely it traces. How do we get out? Second quit. Second quit. Now, I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you. All right, y'all can just look at me, what I'm doing. I'm going to go back and put it in classic mode. Classic mode is pretty much the mode that it was before they added this operating system. And look, now when I hit second quit and I go back up, now my log doesn't look like a nice log. Look what it looks like. This is what it looked like before they added this pretty print. And see, the absolute value doesn't have a nice little neat sign. It's ABS -3. So there have been a lot of improvements here. I'm going to go back and put it and see the log base. See, it was not nice looking. It wasn't pretty print. So we hit, I'll go back to the mode and put it in math print. I thought that was kind of interesting that when you did that, it actually changed what you had before. Okay, so now it looks much better. So the students love it when I just load it because they're using it as a scientific calculator. Now they can put the log in. It's easy to put the log in. You know, they can put everything in more easily. Okay, now press to test. Okay, go to the press to test. Yeah, I went through all that. That was the table of values, and that was the zoom fraction. The press to test feature. All right, this is what happened. They all got this letter, all the schools, from the State Department, right here, and it said that because of there are apps on these calculators, and really, I never used them. But when I go to a conference, they kind of teach me how to use them. And the apps on the calculator were used to teach, to help you Instituted throughout the United States, not just Mississippi. So those are the kind of things we learn at those conferences. And I'll turn it over to
drastic changes.
Sandra.
Okay. Okay. One of the sessions that I was able to go to at the conference was on Google Earth. And I apologize for sitting down, but I'm getting ready to pull Google Earth up right here and go through a few things. And what they did is they incorporated some math problems into geography, basically, with the United States, and you could use anything. But one thing I do want to talk about real quick is after you have loaded Google Earth onto your computer, you will have your toolbar, and that's what we mainly focused on. Across the top, we really only used just a couple of the buttons. We used the ruler, which is located right here, the little vertical line right here, the blue line. What you can do with that is draw straight lines, and we'll do it, and I'll show you an example of what we did in just a minute. You can actually, once you have drawn a straight line on your map, on your Google map, then you can actually label it too, and you can convert it between miles, feet, kilometers, whatever you want to do, okay? So we use that, which of course is just a linear measurement. We also used Polygon, which that button is, trying to see, it was right here. That one we had a little bit of difficulty getting that one to work at first. We did have some technical issues in our session, and we got kicked off the internet quite a few times, and it just wouldn't connect and through the network and stuff. So we like I said, we had some trouble with that one, but we did use that one for area. Okay, so we were trying to find the area of different states and stuff, and I'll talk about some of the activities that we did. One drawback with this one is that you can't label this one unless you get the paid version. Okay, so with the free version that we were all using, that we had downloaded onto our computers and stuff, we were not able to actually label it like we were the straight lines. Okay? Okay, so the first activity that we had was to determine the length of the bottom of Tennessee. Okay? So we all pulled up Tennessee, and we were able to use that ruler button to go through and create or draw a line. And what you do, you know, since Tennessee is a nice, fairly straight line, we were able to measure it and go through and convert. Okay, and I'd like to go ahead and exit out of my PowerPoint and show you all that. Maybe. Google Earth. Thought I had it pulled up, I'm sorry. And just zoom in. And you can see that the borders all appear. And we'll probably zoom in one more time. And then right up here, like I said, the ruler button, you click on it and your box pops up, and okay, and there's your line, and if you go, you'll see the little, I guess, crosshairs, I guess, maybe, and you place them and you just click on it, and you can see, you know, wherever, but I'm going to go to the bottom. Anybody have a guess? Or is it on my, it's on my PowerPoint, isn't it? You can see.
Yeah.
And you can measure. And of course, like I said, you can convert. Very easy to convert. What do y'all want to see? Feet?
Miles.
Pretty neat, huh? So that was the first thing that we could do. And of course, you could use anything. You know, Tennessee, just with that straight border across the bottom, makes it nice to do that one. If you have something like this that you're trying to measure, of course, that's a lot more difficult. Any questions about that?
Yeah. Can you now pick up from where you left off, pull another line, and have it automatically sum it?
Yes, you can add it automatically. I'm not sure about adding it automatically, but you should be able to label it. You can save it, and you could say, you know, bottom of Tennessee. And then when you click on it again, it should come back up, maybe. Here. Oh no. Maybe. If I can grab it. I don't know. No. It's not letting me grab it. Back out. Not quite all the way.
the line works like draw on, on Word.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, and then, to add more, you could just go and add there. You'd start where you left off. And of course, if you wanted to find the height at that point. I don't like feet. Let's go back to...
But it'd be a bit clumsy to figure the perimeter side.
Yeah, well...
You could do it.
Estimate.
You could estimate,
Or
yeah.
estimate it, certainly.
Does this tell you the latitude and longitude of these lines?
I think you might be able to do that. I haven't really, the only things that I've really played with are the ruler and the polygon. I haven't played with some of the other buttons that they have, and of course if you I think buy the other upgraded version, you do have more capabilities. So, and possibly like Clay was saying, if you have the two lines together end to end, it might add them. And do like a path, you know what I'm talking about? Like a path, connected lines. So, any questions about this? No? Okay. Let me go back to, okay, so we looked at the length and when I was making the PowerPoint, 338.26, which is kind of close to what I had. Okay, the next thing that we did was we used the Polygon button, where we actually determined, or tried to determine, the area of Texas. And we broke up into groups of 2 and 3 participants, and we went through, and you can use the Polygon feature. I didn't like it very much. I guess I just want the straight lines, which it's a little bit more difficult to do. And of course, it is good because you can kind of gear it towards the borders and stuff. But you go and you place them there, and you can also figure out the area of those. The next thing that we did in our group, the answer, by the way, that she gave us was 261,797.12 square miles. So you can go through and after we drew our polygons, we were able to do our straight lines, okay, with our other ruler tool, and get the measurements, and then find the area of each of the squares or rectangles or whatever we had drawn, okay? Then our challenge, and this is what we spent most of our time in this session doing, was to go through and try to determine which states that we could go through and select so that the sum of their areas would be equal to the area of Texas. Okay, and so we had different groups had different guesses. I think our group guessed that if we added the areas of Mississippi, Alabama, we did Florida, Georgia, and we were way off. Way off.
Too much.
Too much.
Right?
Actually, or no, maybe we did South Carolina instead of Georgia. That's what it was, South Carolina. And we were just under. I went and found online, according to a website, the different areas in square miles. But you can go through and figure them up and compare it to that to the Texas square miles of Texas. So it can be fun, something different to play around with and use some of the skills. It's good for talking about linear measurements and then square miles and making sure that the students know the difference between those two things. But and it gives them a chance to explore geography a little bit as well at the same time. Any questions? Apparently these two ladies that did this, they did their dissertations on how to incorporate this into, I guess, middle school and high school classrooms. So. Okay, the next thing that I'd like to talk about are some of the benefits of MCTM membership. I have been on the board for Mississippi Council of Teachers of Mathematics for 3 years now. I currently serve as the Teacher of the Year chairperson, the Trust Fund chairperson, as well as the Graduate Scholarship chairperson. So those 3 things. And membership for MCTM is just $10 a year, so it's very, very affordable. But you are eligible for all of these things. If you meet all these other requirements as well, as long as you're a member. We do have up to 4 different awards given for Teacher of the Year. In fact, how many years ago? 3 years ago? I think it was 3 years ago, Karen Fayard was selected as the Collegiate Teacher of the Year for MCTM. So we were honored to have her represent not only the state, but Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College too. So we have them at elementary, middle school, junior high, high school, and college level. You have to have at least 3 years teaching experience. You can be self-nominated or nominated by your colleagues. Administrators, students, and parents should submit letters of support. These can all be mailed in to me. And what happens is if we get more than one application, or even if we just got one application, we would have I guess a subcommittee created, or whatever ad hoc committee created, where we have 3 MCTM members to review all of the applications that we receive for each of these 3 different awards. They'll review those, make sure that they deem the person, I guess, eligible and qualified, and then they make the presentation at the annual conference each year. Deadline for this one, as well as for the other 2, usually August of each year, very beginning of August.
In one year, no one applied for the monetary awards, so no one got them.
Nobody got them.
So you should always apply. She really doesn't get that many.
This one, the recipient of the Teacher of the Year award will get a plaque and $100 to use in their classroom. So, okay. The Trust Fund grant, we actually give 2 of these away. They're very easy to apply for. They're $500 each. You have to be, again, an MCTM member. You have to present the results at the next annual conference. So whoever won this year, they'll come back next year and offer a session where they present what they did with their money, any of the supplies that they purchased, how they used it in their classroom, so forth, so on. So, and we're also going to ask them to submit an article for the newsletter as well. In the application, they do have to outline the purpose of their project and how they're going to use it in their classroom, and timeline, any of the materials, and the amount of money that they request. So we're excited to give those away. The recipients are always excited to have that money for extra projects that they want to do in their classroom that normally they wouldn't be able to do. So it's very nice. The graduate scholarship has been very popular, as you can probably guess. It's available for $1,000. We only give one of those away each year to an MCTM member pursuing graduate work, and we are. Our board is going to meet again in January, probably, maybe early February, and we're going to talk about limiting it to somebody who's going to stay in the classroom. A lot of the folks who are going through to graduate school, they want to go and go on into administration, and the members of the subcommittee that have reviewed the applications in the past, they felt strongly that it should be limited, or at least a preference should be given to somebody who wants to stay in the classroom. Applicants, they need to submit a resume, official transcripts of their college and graduate work, and then a 1 to 2 page essay outlining their goals and how they want to use the scholarship. They are only eligible to reapply 3 years later, and it's paid directly to the college or university that they attend, rather to the recipient, okay, unlike the other 2 awards. Any questions? Thank you for coming. Hope y'all learned a lot.
Yeah,
I'm
don't take our
impressed.
calculators.
I'm impressed.
They couldn't have gotten 2 worse people hand calculators too.
And I didn't bring my reading glasses. I think
The conferences we go to, the T3 or the MCTM, I traded an old 82 calculator for a brand new 84 at one of them.
I'm going to keep my 78 in the packet.
I have a slide rule in my desk drawer.
I have a couple of those. I know how to use mine.
But those work like the new scientific calculators.
That's a big help.
And they, like that, the way that fraction key works, the newest TI scientific works that way too. So things look so much prettier.
You were pressing second function quit.
Second
6,
quit.
and you would get a program from a. Is that genetic? How would you know to do that?
Oh, when I was graphing, I always do mode 6, which means standard graph of 10 this way, 10 little marks this way, 10, 10, 10.
And you knew that?
I knew that from
because-
using it a lot, but it said that. It said standard on there. See, it says when you hit, okay, say you graph something. Here's my graph.
Yeah, 1/2.
Okay, zoom, it's zoom, I'm sorry, zoom. And see standard 6?
Yeah.
That means 10, 10, 10. So yeah, from using the
You know
calculator.
that from using the calculator.
Right, and what I was saying
Yeah,
was,
walking off the street wouldn't know that.
well, I mean, you would play with it and see what all these things did.
Okay.
But this teacher always tells her students, before they even graph, they put it in Y, she says zoom 6, always hit zoom 6. And then we can
Okay.
adjust that, you know, but start out with that.
Show them the difference between zoom 6 and zoom square. Zoom standard and zoom square.
Okay, zoom. you need
Because see, what
decimal?
happens is our window is distorted. And so what happens is if you're doing 10 units, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's longer this way than it is this way. So it's distorting your graph just a little bit. If you wanted to actually have
would
it
have to be
accurate,
yeah,
you would have to do
need a
the zoom
curve.
square.
Okay.
Yeah, so we need a curve so we can see it. It's distorted. Okay, there it is. So let's see, zoom. Okay, that was
zoom 6.
Okay, zoom 5.
Makes everything even.
Mm.
So your tick marks going horizontally are the same as your tick marks vertically.
Gotcha.
And see that new zoom half. And then there's the zoom fraction. So when you trace, it'll be 1/2 increments as you trace on the graph, which is a great new feature. And then zoom fit. Let's say we got something that didn't even show up on the screen.
But you make it squish it
It
fit.
makes
Well-
it fit, yeah. It makes it fit on the screen. Of course, I don't have anything.
Or if it was way up in like quadrant, 2 or
See?
something, then it would.
So
adjust
even,
it.
even on Zoom Fit, it's redrawn my screen so I can see it better.
Right.
But even if it didn't show on the screen, you know, it would do that. It looks like it just fit the parabola. We lost the line. Sorry about the line. So anyway, so she says she always says Zoom 6. And you usually get a pretty good graph. If that doesn't work, then you try another Zoom and see which one looks the best. And the Zoom half looks just like, almost just like that.
Have you ever
but it
seen the
traces
intersect?
better.
Have you seen the intersect?
Since my analytic geometry.
You can, yeah. There's you can go in and calculate the intersect. She had the parabola, right? And then the line, and it was intersecting in two spots.
See
2
right
points.
here, you hit first curve, enter, second curve, enter, guess. I think that's the way it calculates. And there's the intersection of those
So
two
tell you
lines.
the coordinates.
The coordinates of the intersection of those two lines. So under zoom calculate, under second calculate, see you can find the zeros where it crosses the x-axis. You can find the maximum, the minimum, the intersection, the derivative.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done the derivative on the curve itself. So anyway. And I liked, when I go to this Algebra Institute, I get a whole notebook. So I have a whole notebook of activities done by Vicki Shirley. So that's really good. She teaches at Corinth, and they are really going to a very strange system. The Cambridge method of how you do your high schools and how you get your credits. They chose 6 states, 6 high schools in each state. Everybody backed out except 2 in this state. One was supposed to be Gulfport High, which they tell me are doing a modified version. You'll finish high school, all your high school core credits to graduate in 2 years. And then you have 3 tracks after the 2 years. You can take an academic college track, where you take calculus and trig and pre-calculus. You can take a technical vocational track, or you can be done and go work. So they're trying that at Corinth High School and one other high school.
Does this sound familiar to you?
Yeah, what is that?
What we used to have.
Yes.
Not in
Going
2
back.
years.
Not the last 2 years.
Anyway, so Gulfport High is doing some kind of modified version, so anyway. And the whole system came from England, Cambridge, England. But anyway, yeah, so you learn all kinds of things that are
At the
going on.
conference, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any...
Yes.
Whoever taught Albert Einstein mathematics was pretty good.
There's his own
And-
thought about it.
I was just wondering if the old methods might want to be tried sometime.
Well, see, this new technology, you're supposed to teach the old methods, paper and pencil, visual. This brought calculus to life for me. I never could understand what a limit was, but if you can graph it quickly on a calculator, you can see, oh, this limit's going to infinity.
Right.
You know, this limit, so it makes it visual. You're not supposed to just do everything with the calculator. You know, you're supposed to use it, and you can do transformations where the graph is moving. You know,
Supplemental. It should be supplement the
a
instruction.
supplement. That's right. So
It should
yeah,
not be the instruction. It should supplement the
yeah.
instruction.
So maybe some people are using it incorrectly, but you know, you can graph, and then you can do x squared plus 1.
And that goes back to what Ms. Hensley said at the very beginning, was the appropriate use of technology.
Right.
Appropriate
Okay.
use.
I caught that.
But see,
Yeah.
and I did this at a workshop once, but when you graph this, you can see here's the first one, x squared. There's x squared plus 1, and there's x squared minus 1. So what's the transformation here? If you add 1 on the outside, the graph moves up 1. So you get visualization of things instead of memorizing them, and they stay in your brain better.
Makes
You know,
sense.
and then the graphing, like I said, also helped me with calculus
Well, I appreciate it.
in here. So
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
all right.
What's